Traveling Donkeys here. We're doing a little tire rotation today. This is my 08 Chevy Aveo. We're going to rotate the tires, or it's going to show you how to change tires. Sorry about my shadow. I'm in the sunlight. But first, you got to break them loose. I got my breaker bar there. You get them on your nuts here. You get on your nut there. And then you pull until your back pops. Or if you don't want to pull real hard and hurt your back, you put your foot on it and just step. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. But you put it on there, you step down. Get all up, broke loose. I haven't got it jacked up yet. That was tight. I did it again. I got emergency brake on. Then, I'm lucky to have a hubcap on it. These hubcaps are different than everybody else's, so you take your screwdriver, in my case I got a pry bar, pop that center piece out, pull that out, and that right there is your center cap. And then you grab your breaker bar, put on your nut, step down. You want to make sure you break all your lug nuts loose before you jack it up, because once you get up in the air, unless you got an impact, you're not going to break them loose. So there has to be pressure on the ground for it. Something to keep it from rotating. Alright, all of them are broke loose. I cheat my little car. I can pick it all up at one time. I got my jack in the center of the car. And on that lip, all cars have that pinch lip right there. You put your jack on that lip, and then up you go. You jack it up until both wheels are off the ground. On my little car, most of the time you do one wheel at a time. But I got a big enough jack for my RV, so I can do both. See, that one's off the ground, and that one's off the ground. Then you finish taking off your lug nuts. Okay. This came off there, and that one's loose. So I'm taking this front one right here and taking it to the back. Now I'm taking this back one right here and putting it on the front. See how that works? Then you reverse the process. Taking this tire that was originally on the front, that's really shot, needs to be replaced. That's why it's getting rotated to the back. But you take this tire and put it on the back. Just like that. I'd already done the other side. Put your lug nuts on. You always put your lug nuts on by hand. You don't ever start them with a gun or a wrench or nothing, because you cross thread them. Then you just end up going to buy new studs and new nuts. So put them on by hand. And if you want to, you can even put some anti-seize on there. I just put anti-seize on these things not too long ago. But that's it. Take your wrench, in my case I got a breaker bar, and tighten them up Then you go side to side on them. I'm tightening this one up first. And I'm sorry if I'm getting you dizzy, I'm using one hand. I try to work on a car, which anybody on YouTube will tell you, that is hard. Then you go, see how I went from this one over to this one? You don't go around, you go side to side, so you'll tighten them up evenly and won't warp nothing. Now I'm coming down here to this bottom one, which when I was telling you about being cross-threaded, people owned this car before I did, cross-threaded this one. I've got it worked out a little bit, but not too much. It's a struggle getting it tightened. My arm keeps getting tired. And I'm running out of air. But you get it snug. All you're doing on these is getting them snug. You get them down on the ground, you tighten them. I do. Yeah, there's this cross-threaded one too. See, 2 of these is cross-threaded from people using wrenches to start them with. Don't use a wrench to start them with. Don't use a tire tool to start them with. You always put them on with your hand. Start them with your hand. Alright, then you go around, make sure they're good and snug. Not tight, snug. So when you get on the ground, you can get them tight. Alright, and we come over here and we do the front one exact same way. I'm gonna have these things back off here in less than a week because I'm going to be doing tie rods, ball joints, new bearings. It's getting it all. But just like on the back one, I'm starting them with my hand. I don't want to have to go back and buy more stuff for this thing. All this is a beater with a heater, and it's been beaten to death. Alright, there is all done. All 4 tires rotated. Look, the ones from the front to the back, the ones back from the back to the front. Tighten them all down. Let's use a torque wrench. I didn't use a torque wrench. But in normal cases, my car is really small. I can pick it up from the center. Normally, you pick up one side and you put a jack stand. You jack up the front, put a jack stand, then you come back here and jack up the back so you can have your whole side picked up. But my little bitty car is so small, I can pick it all up at one time. I don't have to do it that way. Well, as always, if you like what you see, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you very much.